Hello, welcome to today's video. The plan is, there is no plan. I know in my previous video I said 2025 is going to be about insulating this house. I'm still going with that, but the electricians are still working everywhere. Exhibit A. I mean, when they show up. Supposedly they're coming tomorrow. But because of that, not a single wall is finished yet, so I can't actually get to insulating it. For this video, I'm just going to look around the house and just see where can I already just do something, not insulating wise, but just anything to tick off some of all those little tasks I do need to get done at some point. So what I'm going to do right now, because I just went for a walk, it's about 3 degrees Celsius outside, so it's cold, but the sun is lovely. So I'm going to go in the garden and I'm just already going to get rid of some of the red berries, shrubs that my entire garden consists of. So I'm putting on SPF. The entire east and most of the north garden has been planted with red berry plants, and while the garden at the moment, or even for the following years, aren't exactly a priority when it comes down to aesthetics and such, I do already want to get started practicing growing vegetables and herbs and the likes, sort of flex my non-existent green thumbs. But to be able to plant anything or sow anything, I am going to have to make some space in the garden first. I can't ever work in that garden without neighbours saying hi and asking, you know what my plans are and stuff like that. Very neighbourly. I don't mind. It's very cute. It's very sweet. I come from a city, so it's the village vibe is a lot of fun. Why do I have to be so darn sarcastic? One of them approached me and was like, "Oh, do you own this house?" It's like my just immediate response is, well, yes, otherwise this would be very awkward, me chopping down all the plants. Why do I always have to be so sarcastic? But, oh well. Finally getting around to planting my fruit trees. I ordered 2 apple trees and 1 pear tree. I kept thinking about a tip an ex-boyfriend of mine once gave me, that if you buy a house that needs a lot of work inside, year 1 of owning the house, already plant some trees, so that because you plant them as very young trees, so that when you spend several years working on the house, the interior, whatever, by the time you get around to doing the garden, your trees have had years and years and years to grow. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm planting them in the north garden, but they will get enough light and they will then be visible in all their blossom glory when I'm in the kitchen staring out into my garden, and it will also hopefully shield the view from the street a little bit, so that when I'm looking out I just see the garden and the trees and not so much the street. Digging into the ground was not the easiest. Not that the ground was frozen, but that the earth was littered with rocks and shards of old pottery. I'm planting the trees on an elevated piece of the garden, and I'm figuring out what the previous owner of the house used in order to actually elevate it. And yes, I am gardening in the middle of winter with no gloves on. It's because I am tough as nails, darlings. Also, I don't remember where I put my gardening gloves. And I'm sure many of you will have many notes on how I planted these trees. Yes, I could have soaked the hole I had dug with water before putting the trees in. That's what I saw my mother do in the past. But I had been putting off planting these trees for more than a month now. I've had these for several months now, maybe. So now that I found a little bit of energy and will to actually do the task, I'm glad that I just did it, even if it was only with a passing grade, than to have not done it at all and potentially have these young trees wither and die on my driveway. It's too cold to do anything in the garden. It's literally 1 degree Celsius outside. So I'm gonna see. So I want to do something inside. Something where I can use this for. You gonna help? That's nice. Honey. Okay. Okay. That's something else. Come in. Bunny. Right. This is obviously hollow, and I'm hoping that this is just another layer of plastic sheeting of faux tiles that is attached to. I'm hoping that behind this is brick wall, like on the other side. I don't know what state. Yeah, just don't know how to get it off because there isn't really much wiggle room to actually get in between or behind anything. So yeah, I'm gonna have to have a little think about that. Ooh, maybe on top. There's a gap there. I'm gonna need a chair. There was a little strip here. I managed to pry it off, and I can now see that there is a wooden beam here, like it's like a 2x4 or something, and the panel is attached to that now. Styrofoam. My sworn enemy. That's a lovely sound. Sadness, I don't think there's brick underneath here, at least not visible brick. Here's a styrofoam, and you can have a little glimpse here. And this is just, yeah, this is not brick. This is the same material that is in the hallway. Sadness. Sadness. Gotta make sure I don't put this on the floor. My clumsy ass will still step in it. This is giving either Home Alone or some kind of horror movie. I have to be very, very careful where I put these planks. These are just dangerous. That's a piece of brick. That's, I don't know what that is. The dark here is actually brick, but there's like a centimetre of, what is this, plaster or? I'm guessing I'm going to have to chip away all of this old, whatever this is. I will say, once everything is chipped away, I will have, all in all the layers that I'm chipping away is about that deep, like that deep in total, so it will make the room a little bit bigger, but it also looks so much nicer. If I could get this brick exposed again. This is a lovely colour brick. It's like a purplish red. Yeah. It's going to be a lot of dust. So much dust. I also just because I was curious, I'm telling you, I'm loving this thing. Also just kind of accidentally, not accidentally, poked a hole in the plastic sheeting that's on the ceiling just to have a look what is above it. I see lovely wooden planks, yay! And it's about like that much above the plastic sheeting, so then there must be beams holding the plastic sheeting that much beneath the planks. Sorry, I got all kinds of, I should have done this with goggles on. So then I'm guessing once I get rid of this horrific plastic sheeting, because it looks like the fake 70s ceiling that I pulled down from the living room and the front room. But these aren't planks, this is all plastic, and rather thin plastic, because I could just pierce through it with this. Lovely. So then I'm guessing the ceiling is going to be a little bit higher than it already is, which is quite high ceiling. So it'll be a little bit higher than that, and they'll have lovely wooden planks and beams, yes! And the planks above the beams here that you can see that make up the ceiling on this floor and the floor on the top floor are the same kind of lovely dark wooden beams as they are, planks as they are in the front room, and not like in the living room, because this part, the front room and the kitchen, are part of the original house, so the oldest part, roughly 170 years old. The part from the living room is an addition. I have no idea when it was added, no clue, but that fake ceiling that I ripped down gives you beams, and then the planks above it are very, very irregularly shaped, and it's just a mix of different kinds of planks. Because it's a sloping ceiling, a sloping roof above it, no one was supposed to walk on it. It wasn't really supposed to be the floor above, the floor of the yes, the floor of the floor above it. So, oh, I think this is going to be really, really nice. Huge undertaking, huge undertaking, but I think it's going to be beautiful. Yay! Changed my mind, I'm going to keep this because, for now, until the electricians have come back, because this isn't really particle board, it's metal. It's a metal plank, so I can't really snap this in half. And this is overlapping with all the other ones. And I can't take this one off because the light switch is on here and this is still working. So there's a live wires behind here. I'm not going to rip anything out that might rip out a live wire because I'll have no idea what to do with this. So I'm just going to keep this for now. I kind of just did what I wanted to do for the day and just explore. Brick and beams, yay! Now you can see here I'm starting to dig in the garden again. This will be the tricky part of getting my vegetable garden going, seeing as the entire east garden is half a meter too high compared to the ground level of the house. So I'm going to have to bit by bit dig it all out, then put the dirt somewhere, put a raised bed in, build one first, then fill it with some of the dirt that I've shifted, and then start digging out another part of the garden of that section. So that is going to be quite the workout, but it's just it's just necessary. Hello, just to round up today's video, for those who noticed in the last clips of me chipping away at the rendering in the kitchen, I was wearing safety goggles, something I should have been wearing the very first moment I started chipping away. I'm fine, don't worry, but at one point a piece of the rendering did go up my eye, behind my eyelid, and got stuck there. I think actually it is still there. And it prompted me having to go to the emergency department to see if they could fish it out. They couldn't. So, wear safety goggles, even though it doesn't really look like a particularly dangerous job. I'm just chipping away at some rendering. Wear goggles, wear safety gear, please. So, yeah. I'm going to be smarter and safer in the future, and you do so as well, please. So that's it for today's video. I'll see you next time. Toodles.